everybody. Solstice of Heroes has been out for almost a week, and I wanted to give my thoughts on the grind because I actually think there's a good amount of conversation that can come from this, both from me just talking to you about it, but you also talking back to me about it through the comments section. So the Triumph grind is something. Like, maybe you need to pick up some more regional chests, or you need to pick up some more fragments, but the true grind comes from the armor, and that's what I want to talk about. So the first thing that I would like to say is that I absolutely love the idea of upgrading your armor. Imagine if this was put into raid armor, trials armor, gambit armor, even planetary armor, where you invest your time into that specific activity and then you upgrade your armor along the way to be more badass. That's just something that is very appealing to me. Like, just imagine how much more playtime you would put into activities if you were also upgrading something along the way. Maybe you get the full trials gear, then you're like, okay, now I have to do all of these things to unlock the ornament for it. Now I have to do these other things to unlock an armor glow for it. Whatever it might be, maybe you also get the thing that Solstice armor has when you masterwork it, where it tracks different things. So maybe the trials armor could track how many headshots you get, how many super kills, how many clutches you pull off. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. But I just think it would be really cool. Now, I know some people say that that grind isn't necessarily something that is enjoyable to them because they're essentially doing the same thing over and over again. But I personally just really like seeing something that I can progress towards. It's not RNG. I'm not just playing something until the end of time, hoping that something will drop. I can see it. It is a goal that I can actively work towards. And I really, really, really like that. The idea of upgrading armor, weapons, whatever it might be, is very, very, very appealing to me. I also love the fact that we can still use the old armor look through ornaments. So there's a lot of people who really love the very first base green set, and they want to keep that look when they get the legendary one, and you can do that, but now you can put shaders on it. It's good. I absolutely love it. This is exactly the kind of progression that I would love to see scattered all over the Destiny world to varying degrees. Of course, not every progression of an armor or a weapon needs to be this long. You could have shorter progression grinds, maybe to unlock like an ornament on a weapon or something, and then you could have even longer ones where you're unlocking something a little bit more powerful. But I just really like progression of loot. I think you guys get the point. I like having a goal that I can see and working towards it, and it feels good when you complete it. Now let's talk about how enjoyable the actual Solstice of Heroes grind is. So just so you know about my background with grinding, I've played a solid amount of MMOs that required me to do things that I didn't necessarily enjoy, but I wanted the end outcome, which is why I enjoyed the grinds. It was me working towards said thing that was enjoyable, but not necessarily the content that I was enjoying. The grind for me here is somewhat similar. Now, I say somewhat because there's actually parts that I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed going through the story missions on a harder difficulty. It actually made me think about my loadout before jumping in, which is something that I never had to do before. And it made me play with some caution when playing mission solo, instead of just running in there like an idiot and finding success due to how easy the story missions originally were. The changes to the Spark mission are also just super duper fun. I don't want to give any spoilers because I'm sure some people are still getting into it over the weekend, but it's really fun. And I was very happy to see that change. So I personally just really enjoyed doing the story missions. They were fun, doing it more difficult. I like having to think about my loadout and not just be a brain dead idiot running around and being like, bear, shoot the bad guys, and everything ends up working out okay. I actually like having to think sometimes. The rest of the grind I actually found to be not too bad. Once you figure out the best places to get super kills, grenade kills, sword hilt cheese for melee kills, or collecting arc orbs and all that kind of stuff, once you figure out some of the easier ways to get that stuff done, it doesn't feel like such a monotonous grind. It actually makes it manageable. Because when I first looked at, oh my gosh, I am a hunter who has to get void kills with a grenade, there's no way. It's never going to happen. And then I realized that it's actually much easier than you think, as long as you use some of the things within the game to your advantage. So I will be making a video about that just to point out some easy stuff where you can get stuff done. If you guys are interested in that, that'll probably be up either later today or tomorrow. So To me, personally, I feel like the grind for a month-long event is actually an adequate amount of time to get the armor for me. For me personally, I feel like it's enough time for me to get my Hunter and Warlock fully upgraded armor, and it should be enough time for me to make a stupid fat Titan and take her through the entire story of Vanilla D1 and upgrade her armor. Just so I can get that ship. I want to get that ship that I'm probably never going to use, but I feel like it's going to be one of the rarer ships to have, so I want to have it. I want to have it. So if you guys don't know, I have 2 Hunters and a Warlock. I deleted my D1 Titan coming into D2 to make another Hunter, and if I want the ship, you have to complete all legendary armor sets on 3 characters. So I have to make a Titan from scratch and do this whole thing. But I think a month is a long enough time for me personally to do it. Now, for someone like my mom, who, yes, my mom plays Destiny too, I've been helping her with story missions, and she just upgraded her armor from green to blue on Saturday. So this time frame appears to be enough for maybe her to get 2 characters with fully upgraded armor if she so wanted to do that, and then bang out some of the triumphs. So maybe not enough time for her to do all 3 characters with legendary gear, but I feel like it's definitely enough time for her to get 2, because going from green to blue in 1 week isn't actually too bad. So to me, 1 month to get some cool armor and finish triumphs seems like an okay time period, but of course my life is very different to your life. People play the game differently, so I would love to know in the comment section, what do you think about the time? Do you think that a month is long enough to get 3 characters fully upgraded? What do you think you will personally be able to accomplish within this month time frame of Solstice of Heroes? Please do let me know in the comment section. So I would say that it took me a total of about 15 hours to go from green to legendary, and now I just need to complete the Nightfall threshold score in order to completely masterwork my armor set. And I genuinely enjoyed having a reason to play the content in Destiny that I just simply don't play anymore. I don't do adventures. I rarely even do public events now. I kind of just go in and do PvP, do some raids, maybe do a Nightfall, but I never touch the adventures. I'm never just running around the world doing stuff. So I actually enjoyed that this was something that was like, hey, go do this stuff that you don't normally do. And I think because I don't normally do that stuff, doing it was refreshing. It felt nice to get in there in other parts of Destiny that I normally do not play. There's definitely an argument about the story missions. You have to do the story missions twice over to go from green to legendary. So if you have 3 characters, that's 6 times that you're doing story missions. Although right at the beginning you have to do homecoming. So I guess that's even more. You have to do homecoming twice. And then of course if you have another character that maybe you need to go make a new character like me, then you have to do all of that. So it's a lot of story missions, and I think going through the story missions on one character, I totally enjoyed experiencing the green armor difficulty, the blue armor difficulty, and that was fine. But I think once you start going through on multiple characters, then the story mission grind is going to be kind of boring because it plays out the same, right? There's no variety in story missions. They are what they are. So I totally understand why people are like, oh my gosh, you want me to play the story mission like 17 million times? I don't want to do that. I understand that. So maybe that's something that they could do differently. But I honestly, I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I didn't find it to be that much of a grind. I wish there was more Crucible stuff to do. I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate me saying that. I wish there was more Crucible stuff because I just feel so happy in the Crucible. But yeah, in general, I enjoyed the grind, and it also brought me some pretty ass armor glows, which are awesome. And yeah. But I would absolutely love to hear from you guys about your thoughts on the event. Do you think it's too grindy? Are you enjoying it? If you're not enjoying it, please let me know what you would like to have seen this event be for you to get more enjoyment out of it. And like I said previously, I will have a video talking about some of the more annoying tasks and how to get them done more easily. That will be out pretty soon, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about the Solstice of Armor grind. Yeah, okay. That was stupid. I'm sorry. It's not funny. I laugh at myself all the time. I don't know. I apologize. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I will speak to you awesome people later. Bye.